Hello, welcome to my channel. We continue to review our textbook, Construction Materials, Methods and Techniques, Building for a Sustainable Future. So this video is about chapter 18, and we are moving to the division 6 from our specifications. So chapter 18 is about wood, plastics, and composites. And what we will learn here is we will see the structural composition of trees and will be able to identify species used in construction. Then we'll see what decisions are made pertaining to the influence of defects in lumber on various applications. Then we'll identify standard inch and metric lumber sizes, which is actual and nominal sizes. And also we'll use that information, the one that is about the lumber grades, to specify products that serve an intended purpose. Also, there is some more information in this chapter about the data from in-grade testing program and also about the properties of wood when you select the species. And then we'll apply the structural properties of wood when designing structural members, and we will see how we can protect wooden structures from damage by insects and moisture. So quite an interesting chapter. Cross-reference, go to chapter 19, that's the products manufactured with wood. And then the further chapters, chapter 20, 21, and 34, which is flooring, and 21 is heavy timber construction. So they are all related. And if you would like to cross-reference the information, please review those videos as well. And as always, I recommend to read the book first and then come back to my videos to recap on the information, because there are a lot of graphics and interesting images that you need to learn. So let's take a look at the tree species. So there are hardwoods and there are softwoods. So softwoods are coniferous, those that have the cones, and with a few exceptions have needle-like leaves, and they are evergreen, so they stay green all year long. That is the softwoods. Then the hardwoods or deciduous trees, those are broad-leaved and shed their leaves in the winter time. So that's the main difference. And then we're moving to the subchapter where we see the structure of the wood. So just make sure that you know that, because that is kind of like the common sense general knowledge that you'll be able to apply down the road, not just in the construction industry, but in general in life. So the first layer is bark, then cambium layer, then goes the and you can see the annual rings, and you can see the sapwood there. Then goes heartwood, and then the pith. That's the very center of the tree trunk. And also, please make sure that you know how wood defects are actually named, and it's definitely worth seeing. I mean, I can list them here, but you need to see how they actually look like on the wood plank. And there are twists, there are cups, there are hardwood stains, pith and check, and then there are wains, there is a rod and the check. So those are the things that I think it's worth actually remembering. So lumber manufacturing, there is a lot of information showing how logs are hauled and how they are sawn, and also there are different cutting patterns or for plain sawed and quarter sawed lumber. So, and the price depends on that, just because that depends on how many times you have to rotate the log when it gets sawed. So make sure that you take a look at those images. And then we're moving to the seasoning lumber. So what actually happens after the lumber is cut or sawed, um, then the lumber needs to be seasoned and treated so we can use it as the structural members or for the finishing purposes. So there is the air dried lumber. And again, there are charts showing the standard sizes and temperatures and everything. Then there are kiln dried lumber types. Then there is also unseasoned lumber. And you can see the dehumidification and solar kilns. So there are images showing that. So please get back to the chapter. And also, this is very important, the lumber sizes. You need to understand that there are nominal sizes and the actual sizes of the lumber. And this textbook gives you both metric and imperial systems. So for those of you who work on projects in different locations, this is quite handy. So please make sure that you understand how that is typically sized. So also there are lumber grades, and you can see different grades here. There are images, there are charts, there are beautiful just images, and you can see the US and Canadian softwood grading authorities by region as well. And you can see the typical grade stamps for dimension lumber used by various grading authorities. And that's useful to be able to read those stamps and see the grade. Also, there are size classifications. So there are boards that are less than 2 inches in nominal thickness, and dimensional lumber is from 2-inch and up, but not including 5-inch thick. And then the timbers, those are 5 inches or more in their smallest dimension. So those are like pretty simple classifications. Then there are stress rated lumbers as well, and the each piece of stress rated lumber is evaluated at a mill by mechanical stress rating equipment that subjects each piece to bending stress. So that is being tested. So when we get the lumber for our structural purposes, we know exactly what to expect. Well, also, again, there is a grade stamp that's showing the machine stress rated lumber, and showing different in grade testing programs here, a lot of charts, a lot of different numbers. You do not have to memorize all of them, but just to have like a general understanding. Also, when we talk about wood, we need to mention the physical and chemical composition of wood, and we need to remember the porosity of the wood. We need to also remember the hygroscopic properties of wood, which is the moisture content and the composition of wood. And we will be able to actually design and build everything properly. And sometimes people compare the log or just lumber or piece of wood with the pack of straws. So when you squeeze them, that's how the cells actually react, or well, when you pull them apart, that is similar to the wood. Also, there is a fiber saturation point. So for example, in living tree or freshly cut wood that is green, moisture is present in the cell fibers as absorbed water and in the cell cavities as free water. So please take a look at the images here. Then there is the equilibrium moisture content, And also, we need to understand how moisture affects wood properties. So please make sure that you review the map because it shows the equilibrium moisture content that is actually that varies in different regions of the country. And again, typical shrinkage and distortion of various wood shapes. You can see the graphics here. When we talk about the structural properties of the wood, there are a few things we need to remember. So it's bending, it is shear, it is modulus of elasticity, it is tension, and it is a compression and the gluing properties as well. So when we talk about other properties of wood, we need to remember the thermal properties, decorative features, decay resistance, and insect damage. So that's what we all need to consider when we design and build with wood. And of course, everything is subjected to the climate and the moisture of the humidity of the air. So when we talk about the pressure treated wood and plywood, there are a few different types. So Baraduc treated wood, then there can be alkaline copper quad or ACQ, then copper azole or Ca, then methyl isothiocyanate, and then also are other preservatives such as pressure treatment and non-pressure processes. So please read about those. Also, quality certification of the American Wood Preserves Association is very important, and that is the professional society responsible for establishing consensus standards for the wood preserving industry. So that actually wraps up our chapter 18. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in chapter 19, and we will talk about products manufactured from wood. Thank you.